Hello guys, welcome back to my channel where I talk about Japan, the JET program, my experiences, opinions, travel, blah blah blah, you know the drill. And welcome back to my apartment, aka the sun. So, my air conditioner's broken in the middle of summer.
Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die?
Unacceptable condition!
We don't love this. I was gonna originally just rant about the sun because it is literally all that's consuming my mind about Japan right now. But then that got me in a very hateful mindset. Ooh, fun. So I started thinking about, what else do I hate in Japan about Japan or the JET program? So yeah, I'm gonna be talking about things I hate. So what I'm gonna do today is use the Japanese summer sun as kind of like a baseline for my hate. And I'm gonna go through some other stuff I hate. And I'm gonna basically categorize it as either something I hate more or less than the Japanese sun. Hate along with me, guys. What do you hate about Japan? Comment it below.
Let the hate flow through you.
Let's start with Japanese bread. Specifically, thick Japanese bread. And the reason I specify thick Japanese bread is because all Japanese bread is thick, with like a million C's. Honestly, why would I want to eat a slice of bread that feels like I'm putting a whole loaf in my mouth? The packages come with like 4 slices, so like, you know, what, 4 slices of bread and I need to go out to the shops again? What if I wanted to make a sandwich? It would literally be this big with like this much filling. That's a horrible ratio. Horrible. Why do Japanese people do this? Why? So yeah, I hate Japanese bread. But do I hate it as much as the Japanese summer sun? No, I don't. It's going to go in the less category. The difference between American and British English. You might be thinking, Jakub, that's not about Japan. But let me tell you, at school in Japan, where you're teaching English, it comes up a lot. A lot. And you know what? I don't enjoy those moments because I actually don't know all of the differences. And recently a girl called me out on spelling travel wrong on the board and I was like, excuse you. But then I googled it quickly and I was like, oh shit, she right. So I told the class like, oh, I was wrong. This is a spelling mistake. Like, don't get it twisted. But then later I was like, you know what, I'm sure I've typed it this way and it's not been auto-corrected. So I checked again and spent more than like 1 second looking at it because I didn't really want to be on my phone in class. And I was like, oh, I was right. I was just the British way. And when I Googled it, Google showed me the American way. And you know what? I just don't appreciate these differences.
I'm a massive fan of the dictionary. It is such an amazing, like, historical British thing.
Do I hate it more or less than the Japanese sun? Less. Honestly, less. But what I hate more than the Japanese sun is when American ALTs tell me that my English is wrong.
Use your aggressive feelings, boy.
If I say Hoover, I mean Hoover, bitch. I don't mean vacuum cleaner. You Stop it. Stop it. I'm not saying our way's better. They're just different. Leave it alone. It stops being funny after 1 minute. People smoking in restaurants and cafes and bars and clubs as well, which is allowed in most places in Japan. It's up to each establishment what they allow and don't allow in that regard, I think. A lot of them have certain smoking areas, but sometimes the smoking areas are not, you know, it doesn't have separate air, it's just the other side of the room. I really cannot handle smoking. It drives me insane. It's disgusting.
Disgusting!
And especially in restaurants when you're eating. Like, I don't want smoke in my face when I'm eating. I literally will be put off my food. That's going in the more. Honestly, that's probably at the top of the list now that I think about it. That's way higher than the Japanese sun, honestly. The Japanese sun's light does not even reach the cloud of smoke above it that is coming from all those cigarettes. Oh,
I can feel your anger.
People who don't get sarcasm. Like a lot of British humor, the way I talk, I use a fair bit of sarcasm. And again, let me tell you why this is Japan related. Because, I can't cannot tell you how many times I message a Japanese dude on a dating app and I make a very funny joke. Because, you know what, my jokes can be quite funny at times, over text, when I have time to think about it. They just get offended. They think I'm being serious, and they're just like, oh. And even if I'm like, oh no, I was just kidding, it's just British humor, blah, blah, blah. Like, the mood is dead at that point. It ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that's a more. That's a more thing, purely because it happens so frequently. I don't mind if it happens now and then, but it's all the time, you guys. Teaching a class which is completely silent, i.e. no volunteers, no one answers any questions, just dead class. They just stare with blank stares the whole time. Very infuriating and just, ugh, mentally exhausting to teach classes like that. They suck out any enthusiasm I have out of me. Do I hate it more or less than the Japanese sun? Less, because you know what, I hate this sun. I will gladly teach those classes in a comfortable environment. But rowdy classes that don't shut up and have misbehaving kids, let me tell you, they're also less. Because again, I do not care what the class is like, just give me an air-conditioned classroom. I can literally feel drips of sweat, and I've been filming not for very long, honestly. Okay, moving on. Again, it will not sound Japan related at first, but I'm gonna say reality TV. I don't like reality TV, but the reason I'm talking about it here today on this video is there's a Japanese reality TV show on Netflix called Terrace House, and whenever it's on, literally my friend's chat is consumed with this topic. And I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna put it in the less category. Next up is matcha flavored things like green tea, Japanese green tea, because they are obsessed. You know, Starbucks has their matcha frappuccino, matcha biscuits. I've seen matcha ramen before. Like, everything has a matcha flavor, and I hate it. Well, I don't even hate it. I just don't particularly like it. And the fact that it's everywhere, I'm always offered it. I don't want it, but I'm gonna say less than the Japanese sun because it's not something that I physically can't put into my body, like strawberries, which will literally make me want to vomit. I hate them so much. I can put matcha things inside of me and swallow and I'll be okay. I just don't like it, so yeah, it's less. Okay, next is when you go to Lawson for a hash brown and they're sold out. This happens all the time. All the time. I'm gonna put this in the more category, which I know seems extreme for a snack, but you know, hash browns really are a comfort food and they remind me of home, and when I need cheering up or I'm just like a little homesick or something, that really hits the spot both taste-wise and emotionally. But when I can't get that, it's very frustrating, so it's more. You know what, I will embrace this heat if I can embrace it with a hashed potato from Lawson in my belly. Okay, the lack of trash cans in Japan, because let me tell you, there's almost zero out on the street.
Unacceptable!
Pretty much zero, honestly, so you're just walking around with trash. But I'm gonna say less because over the years I have become used to this, and I know when I'm buying something, I have in my head how much am I gonna be left to carry and when is the next point I'll know I'll be at which I can dispose of it. Just because I've gotten used to it now and that always crosses my mind, it's not something I forget about. I can live with it. So it's in the less category, even though I'm not a fan. And finally we have squat toilets, which I hate more than the Japanese sun because they are squat toilets. I think that's a nice place to end this video. I feel like I've purged some of that hatred. I can't wait to turn my fans back on as soon as this is finished filming. I can feel the happiness seeping back into me. Probably because this room is like a sauna, so I feel like it's opened up all my pores, which is enough space for the happiness to just seep back in. Don't forget to pat your skincare, guys. Don't rub, pat. I'm literally delirious. Wow, okay. Do you think my rankings were horrifically off? Comment below. Or maybe you just live in a cold environment. What's that like? If you're new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe. I put out new videos every week, and okay, I need to stop recording, guys. Bye bye.
I know you